Today we're going to talk about the system of checks and balances. This is how one branch can limit the power of the next, so there isn't one all-powerful branch. Now, this system was created to not let the United States or the Union turn into a monarchy. This was in the new Constitution, which replaced the Bill of Rights, which had no Supreme Court or no national court, no defined leader, but then George Washington became the first leader, and then no legislator. Well, it was a very weak legislator. It had 13 representatives, and that wasn't enough to decide of a whole country's fate. Now we're going to talk about what each branch can do to another branch. So we're going to first start off with this branch, which is the legislative branch. Now, it can do a very important thing. Now, this has never happened in the entire course of U.S. history so far as of 2015, and it is called impeaching the president. That means you can accuse the president of wrongdoing. Now, this almost happened to Ronald Reagan during the Watergate scandal, but he resigned just before he was about to get impeached by the legislature. Now, the executive branch can do two very important things. It elects the justices of the Supreme Court for a life sentence. That means they do it the entire life. Like the justices, they don't have terms, they do it for their entire life. So they elect justices. Well, they don't elect justices, they choose justices. I'm sorry about my handwriting. Justices. Now, the judicial branch can do something very special, which I'm not going to talk about just yet. Now, let's clear this out. It can do something that will affect both of the branches it can affect two branches at once. That's just amazing. Okay, so now we're going to see on the executive branch's other power. It has already one power that we've mentioned. So now we're going to talk about its other power. It can veto a bill that the legislator proposes. Now, the leader of the executive branch is the president. Now, only the president can veto the bill. So we're going to put veto. So they can veto the bill that the legislator proposes. Now, here's the thing that the judicial branch can do to the legislative branch and the executive branch. And here's the Supreme Court, by the way, which is in Washington, D.C. Okay, so they can call a law, sorry about these bad arrows, they can call a law unconstitutional, so unconstitutional law. And that is what the system of checks and balances is. There are many more examples of this, and it's a whole messy shebang. Now, if I were to do the rest, this would be like a bunch of scribbles everywhere. So I wouldn't want that to be messier than it already is, which is quite messy. So that was basically the entire system of checks and balances. Well, almost. Well, this is the basics. And now, this is a ginormous clearing spot. This video was meant to be a Khan Academy, for the June little activity they were doing, where you meet Sal Khan for a few days, and in San Francisco, and you had to do 2 videos. This is just one of the videos. And I'm sorry if my voice is childish, I'm only 9. So other than that, that's all I have to say about checks and balances.